figured out how to make megabucks by transforming the super smart portable devices from a niche industry into a widely affordable commodity. Trouble is, until very recently, nobody was really thinking about the security implications. And believe me, these things are easy to hack because the vendors are providing the tools. Why? Because they want more killer apps. They want you to go out and write things that make their products valuable. The main internet access platform is shifting from the computer to the mobile device. Personal, professional data, entertainment, proprietary information, all already reside on these devices for many people. The disruptor here is that the strategies for securing them is embryonic, virtually non-existent. Good example of this, anybody here have an iPhone? You think it's hard for me to hack it? All I have to do to get everything you have on your iPhone is plug it into a USB cord that docks with my computer. I get everything, no passwords, no encryption, no protection for you. Ever seen these guys before? These guys just this past August presented a whole slew of smartphone hacks at the annual Black Hat Conference in Las Vegas, including several for the iPhone. Among the things that they've done is they've designed a hacking kit for the hardware. And what this kit does is it lets them trick the phone into thinking it's on the cellular network. This way, they can much more quickly run their attempts to hack the phone without risking going to jail by inadvertently bringing down the carrier. Then there's this little adjustment to the internet that we also think is a disruptor. IPv6. We all know it's coming. It's needed. Experts have been saying for quite some time that by 2012 we are going to be out of IPv4 addresses. We believe that the worldwide adoption of IPv6 will be another major disruptor. To understand why, let me tell you a little that'll give you perspective between the old protocol, IPv4, and the new one. If you could draw a map that had every one of the IPv4 addresses, you could fit it on the petals of a flower. Contrasting, the IP addresses for IPv6 would fill the solar system. Let me repeat that. The solar system. When the world adopts IPv6, everything is going to have an IP address. Every room in your house, every lock, every piece of furniture, every appliance is going to have an IP address. God knows how many your cars or even your pets are going to have. Now, it's no secret that the Chinese have already adopted IPv6. In fact, during the Olympics last year, they rolled it out. They're not transitioning, they rolled it out. In contrast, the US probably won't complete deploying the new protocol until sometime around 2020. The point to all this is that any innovation that takes advantage of this new protocol will most likely not come from the West. Whatever the next big thing is, the thing that everybody's going to want to have, it's probably going to come from Asia. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what IPv6 will really mean to businesses, but I do know that it's going to impact a lot of things. Even Google has seen this. They obtained IPv6 addresses back in 2005, but they didn't begin architecting a network until 2007. It's likely going to fall to a lot of smart people like you guys to really figure out how all of this is going to affect business. Last year, icann, the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, authorize the use of non-Roman characters in top-level domain names. Non-English speaking users will no longer have to end web addresses in .com or .net. They can register the last part of their web address in their own native language. One possible outcome for this is that the internet as we know it today may fragment, moving away from being a global engine of e-commerce to a patchwork of siloed networks based on country of origin and run by individual governments, some of whom do not value the concept of freedom of speech the way we do, like Russia and China. Potentially, these changes will have a cyberspace impact comparable to the biblical Tower of Babel. Okay, I've been burning your ears for a while now, and hopefully I've given you some good things to think about. One of the things you should really try and remember, though, is that there is a lot going on in the cybersecurity landscape. A lot more than I've touched on. In fact, this barely scratched the surface. In fact, there's so much going on that earlier this year, iDefense was able to put together a pretty substantial book just on the subject of cyber fraud. Hopefully, we'll be doing a lot more books in the near future. That's pretty much it for my presentation, so I'd like to thank you all for coming, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have them. Anybody? All right then. Thank you very much.